ऐसा डर है जो दिन निकल गया, अभी तो पूरी रात बाकी है। यूं ही नहीं हिम्मत हार सकता मैं। यूं ही नहीं हिम्मत हार सकता मैं। अभी तो पूरी रात बाकी है। आदाब, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, वणकम। Good evening, everyone, and welcome again on our Carrot Diaries episode 6, Ways to Ace a Group Discussion. Discussion के ठीक है. Oh. I'm Atul from Jalandhar, Punjab. Right now, I'm pursuing masters in history and aspiring to join forces like you all. I was in FPI, was NCC cadet, and it has been a year being a cadet trainer right now. And today we have more two speakers with me, as you can see on your screen. Uh, we have Air Commodore Rajiv sir, an alumni of NDA, Defense Services Staff College and College of Defense Management. Had a long, glorious 34 years in the Indian Air Force. He has held many important appointments as also instructional tenures. He last served as Deputy Director General NCC of Karnataka and Goa Directorate before retiring in 2017. Hello, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us. And next, we have Miss Sunidhi, an electrical and electronics engineer, currently working as an analyst with Deloitte Consulting, and right now working on SAP technology. She was an NCC cadet too, and right now she is also cadet trainer. Hi, Sunidhi.
Hi, Atul. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hi, Sunidhi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Before starting the session, I would like to tell you guys कि अगर आपके कोई भी doubts, कोई भी questions, कोई भी queries होंगी वो आप अपने question box में लिख देना. And the people using FB they can write down in their chat box also. और अगर कुछ मस्ती के लिए and you know for fun thing you can take selfie also, and while watching us take a selfie from the other four, and if you're watching us on your laptop just take a selfie and just tag us on our social media, and we'll see कि अगर कोई ज्यादा अच्छी लगी हमें तो we will give you shout out. Okay, sure. So well, let's start it then for our session. Okay. Hello sir, good evening sir.
Hi, Atul. How are you? Good to
I'm
see you
good,
both.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as I have my SSB in upcoming weeks,
Yeah.
so मुझे पता चला कि in the SSB also कि एक parts होते हैं psychological interview के और GDO के part, except the day one screening part. So in the GDO part उसमें GD part भी होता है, group discussion part. So can you tell me what is GD and you know how to give a start to the GD, how to prepare for the GD?
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. And as Atul has mentioned about my service career, I've been closely associated with NCC and preparing candidates for Service Selection Board. And we had a lot of successful candidates who have made it to the armed forces. So, and group discussions are very much part of NCC for Republic Day camps and other things and all that. So, I think a group discussion is a necessity for anyone, not only for the armed forces, but I think even for people who are going to aspire for a career in the civil street, that is in the corporate world, bureaucrats, engineers, doctors, because you will be attending a lot of meetings, conferences, and where you are expected to give your views in a very dispassionate manner. Your knowledge is going to be tested. You have to come prepared for that. So a group discussion in various little avatars like meetings and conferences are going to be part of your lifelong, throughout your life. So being good in group discussion is a necessity, and not just for the armed forces. And now in the last few episodes of this air meet, we have covered, how to prepare for an interview, how to write a good CV, and many other topics. And today the topic is how to ace in a group discussion. Now coming to a group discussion, a group discussion is essentially looking at three aspects of a candidate. The first is knowledge. Okay. And knowledge means about current affairs, what is happening around his city, what is happening in his state, what is happening in India, what is happening abroad. And it is not, and this is something which you just cannot prepare in a matter of few weeks or something like this. You have to read newspapers every day. You have to listen to the news, and thereby over a period of 6 months and 1 year, you can build up a reasonably good knowledge base about whatever is happening around the world. And we in the Air Force, we use a word called situational awareness. What is happening around you? That is a very good phrase that we use. So you have to be fully now. The current topics like COVID and 19, and so what is the vaccination, new medicines that are coming up. What is the where in the world what is happening. So there are so many things: India-China relations, the trade relations. So many topics are there. So you have to be reasonably well prepared if you are coming for the SSB. So knowledge is the first prerequisite for being well prepared for a group discussion. The second is the communication skills. Now, you have to be able to speak effectively, effective communication. That means you have to have not only just knowledge, how to put it across in a very effective manner that people start understanding what you're trying to say. It should make sense, and good communication, especially to start with in English. If in SSB, if you do struggle sometimes, you can switch over to Hindi, but effort should be made to come back to English again, because that is the most common language which is used in all major meetings, conferences, and everything else, even in the corporate world. So good communication is the second prerequisite. And the third is your interpersonal skills. Now, remember, a group discussion is a team event. It is not just about you. You have to build the group and take everyone along. That is a good indication of that the team is having a good skills in interpersonal relationships, and people are able to, you may have a view, but there are other 10 people who have different views. They may agree with you, some may have a different view. You may not agree with them, but finally, the end of the 15-20 minutes, you all have to come to some kind of a conclusion. It may not, it may be, you may have a particular point of view, but then when you hear the others, you'll start believing, yes, he definitely has a point of view. So the interpersonal relationships are equally tested during the group discussion. Now, in the normal format of SSB, the GTO, in this case, we also call the moderator, he will give normally 2 topics for the group discussion. One, the candidates, there's normally around 10 people, they will have to choose the topic, and between them, they will have to decide what is the topic they're going to discuss, and then they discuss. After that, again, within a short period, the GTO may, depending on the, how we perceives the group, does it form, how is the interpersonal dynamics of the group? Are they, all of them got knowledge, or all of them are struggling with this particular topic and all that? He may decide to give another topic similar, which not too difficult. 1 or 2 people, it's possible that in this group of 10, there are 1 or 2 who are quite, not aware of that topic. It's possible he is not prepared, or he has not understood that, or something like that. So just to bring him along, maybe the group GTO may give a second topic in which he will give another topic and see these 2 people or the other, how they are performing. And with that, he takes a call as to how, the group has performed and things like that. So these are the 3 important things that the moderator, now the aspects of group discussion which people have to bear in mind is that, there is a belief that, if I'm the first speaker, I become a leader. It's nothing like that. If you have knowledge, definitely you can be the first speaker if you have understood and you're well prepared about that. But the leaders decided on the basis of how he is able to bring the whole group along with his views, with his analytical views, and what he has to say. यानी कि जो बोल रहा है उसमें थोड़ा दम होना चाहिए, वजन होना चाहिए, जो भी बोल रहा है, ये बहुत जरूरी है. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir. Obviously, sir. मैंने भी अपनी, I have been to SSB, और मैंने वहाँ पे भी देखा कि normally जो GTOs होते हैं वो 2 topic देते हैं. They give you 2 topics, and one first topic is basically about the current situation, mostly current situations, and in that they might be searching for the intellectual level, intelligence and knowledge about the candidate and how is behaving. And sometimes I've seen कि कुछ candidates बोल ही नहीं पाते, उस topic में, but in the another topic के बाद ही after we shift to the another topic and it is about any social issue भी हो सकता है. So then I have seen कि then they are able to speak. So now I will ask Sunidhi कि is there a difference in the GD in corporate? Corporate में कुछ difference होता है SSB से GD में?
Hi, Atul. Yeah, thank you for that question. So, frankly speaking, coming to the difference, there are very few, very minute differences between a corporate GD and SSB GD. Well, these changes, I'm going to walk you through the procedure of a corporate GD, and you will know how similar they are and how they expect similar things from both corporate and SSB GD. So, what is going to happen is firstly, GD is going to be either the second or the third round in a corporate procedure, right? So, firstly, they will divide you into groups. After you clear the first screening round, they're going to divide you into groups. At this point of time, it is always better you know the candidates who are with you. So now in case of SSB, what happens is you've already been with them for 2 days, a day or two. So you know most of their names. Whereas in corporate GD, you've been with them for just a round or two, just 1 or 2 rounds. So in that case, it becomes a little hard, but it's always better if you know the group, at least some of the names of your group members. Coming to once you're divided into group, you will be taken into a room. You will be taken into that area and you will be seated in a circle. And sometimes it depends. It is a semicircle. Okay. And then the topic will be given. Now here we can make a notable difference. That is, in case of SSB, they're going to ask you for generic topics like Swachh Bharat, or as Sir said, it can be something related to the current affairs. Whereas in corporate, they're not going to ask you about current affairs, but instead they're going to ask you about more workplace related scenarios or business scenarios, right? Say, suppose, let us take the example of an oil industry. They are going to have major issues with, say, supply chain. So they're going to give you a problem statement related to supply chain. Once the topic is given to you, the moderator can decide. This is completely subjective to the moderator. The moderator can give you a slight preamble and explain what the topic is and give you probably a slight background. So if you're not very well versed with the topic, this is going to help you. And this is completely dependent on the moderator. Another thing that is completely dependent on the moderator is if you can carry a notepad with you. There are some moderators who are going to say that, okay, it's okay, you can carry a notepad. So in that case, you can make a quick note of all the points that shoot into your head first, as soon as you hear the topic. So how exactly can you prepare for a corporate GD? Coming to the topics that you're going to get, you will have to customize your preparation based on the company you are sitting for. For example, if you're sitting for a software industry, which basically works on data warehousing, then you might have to research about that and you might have to learn some of the technical aspects of data warehousing. It's the same with any other industry. You will have to probably learn a little bit more about the industry more than in general. So that is one thing about the topic. That is one of the major differences between SSB GD and your corporate GD. Generally, in corporate GD, they're not going to talk about more controversial topics or anything related to politics or religion. So they're going to avoid those topics. They don't want a debate as such, but they don't want a debate, and they don't want people to start talking about controversial things there. So once the GD starts, the moderator is going to look for a few certain skills. Now, this might sound repetitive, but they're very similar to what happens in SSB, right? So they're going to look for your soft skills, your communication skills, how effectively you can get through your thoughts to the rest of your group members. Another thing that is looked at is how you approach the problem. So you will be given a certain problem statement and they're going to look at your approach. They're going to see if you are going to think in a problem solving, as in your brain works quickly towards solving the issue, or if it's wandering off to in different directions. Another thing that they're looking for is, as Commodore Rajiv mentioned, body language and your team dynamics. How you are going to treat a fellow member of your team, of your group. because ultimately this is a group discussion. You cannot be the only one speaking all the time, right? You have to ensure that everyone else is taken into consideration by you, by the rest of the team members, by the rest of the group members as well. So you're going to check mainly how you're going to fit into a team. And of course, confidence. I mean, confidence is required anywhere, not just in a group discussion, but it's always better to have confidence a little extra. I think it's worth the mention that you need confidence for anything that you're doing, especially group discussion. Next, coming to the content that you are going to speak. Of course, whatever you are saying needs to be, as I said, the approach. It needs to be related to what the problem statement is. It has to be moving towards the solution rather than just wandering off in every other direction. Now, it doesn't matter. Say, suppose they give you a question saying, okay, how are you going to solve this issue? You cannot say that, hey, you know what, these are the drawbacks, these are the things, this issue happens because of this. Now your main focus is how to solve it, not what happened before, right? So you need to move in the right direction instead of just wandering off all over the place. So that is another thing that they are looking for. And of course, leadership. Now, Atul, let me tell you, there are a lot of people who, as Commodore Rajiv said, if you're going to speak first, they consider that a good leadership quality. Well, let me tell you, that is not what a moderator is looking for. I mean, of course, if you are very well versed, say suppose you hear the topic, and the moment you hear the topic, you have a huge smile on your face saying, oh, you know what, I know this. I know this well. I know this topic well. I talk about it all the time, or I think about it all the time. In that case, congratulations. Just give a little light pat on your back, not literally, in your mind, right? And take down quick notes, and you can start with the whole procedure of starting first and introducing the topic, and then starting off with your problems, your solution, whatever you have thought of and your opinion. So that is one way, but at the same point of time, there is another approach that you can take, and that is when you try and read the room, and you realize and you sort of take your time and analyze which direction everyone else is working in, and everyone else is thinking through things, and then you can pitch in your points, and you can go through the entire discussion. That is another, as Commodore Rajiv mentioned, that is another leadership quality where you are able to influence the group. That doesn't mean you're going to speak a lot. It just means that whatever you say has so much of weightage, has so much of gravity, that you can make people think that, you know what, why didn't we think in this direction? Maybe this might be the solution. This can be a better solution than what I have thought of. So these are some of the points that you have to keep in mind in a corporate GD.
Atul, I would just like to add here, in the service selection board, when the group is selected, they take a very heterogeneous group, So the idea is to mix people from different parts of the country. You don't want 5, 6, boys from the same school or from the same state and all that. That kind of familiarity is strictly not desirable in this one. So everybody is given a chest number, and you address only by the chest number in a service selection board. Because if you have 5 students from the same school in a group discussion, it can go in a different way altogether. So you want to see, when you have people from different parts of the country in a very heterogeneous group, how do you still manage to start influencing the group? When you are 7 of you sitting in a same, it is a different matter. You know each other very well. But when you are having people from different parts, and you don't know each other, you don't know the other person, but it is just only at that group discussion where you first get to listen to that guy and start, so it's that is the thing that is a slight difference from the corporate world. The service selection board, you just have only numbers, and it's a very heterogeneous group. You don't know who's who and all that. So this is one thing. And like Sunidhi mentioned, you're looking at leadership, decision-making skills, good communication, analytical skills, and body language. Again, there was one one of the doubts where the people said, should we move our hands and gestures, and does it make it more effective or not? I mean, say you can move your hands once in a while, but if it is excessive, that becomes a distraction. Then people start counting how many times you lifted your right hand. That itself becomes an exercise with itself. So if you want to move your arms or something like that, it has to be very with a purpose, not so otherwise the way you speak, the kind of tone with which you speak in a very even manner without getting agitated, even if someone doesn't agree to you or somebody is talking something absolutely off, but it should not get you irritated. You should at all times be very steady in your tone and your language. You should be very clearly understood by everyone. You should be forceful, confident, but not aggressive and overbearing on the rest of the group. That does not definitely gel with this one. And one more thing, sorry, and the most one very important thing, which is that please do not look at the moderator during the whole group discussion. Keep looking only at your co-participants of the group discussion. The moment you start looking at the moderator or the GTO, it sort of sends a wrong signal that this person is not confident. He is trying to seek some kind of a feedback from the moderator or something like that. If you're confident about the topic, keep eye contact with all your participants. You do not look at the GTO or the moderator unless he intervenes for some other reason and he addresses the group or something like that. Then you may look at. Otherwise, please do not keep looking at him whenever you're speaking and all that. Okay, and yes. Then that's very important. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Obviously, the candidates look at the moderator. For example, when I was in SSB, there were two candidates looking at the GTO कि वो हमें देख रहा कि नहीं देख रहा, so that if we are good or not. And some their hand gestures are like, okay, gentlemen, I was like to do this. So their hand gestures are disturbing others. So you have to control your body posture also. Okay, कि अब तुम हैंड, क्योंकि मेरी भी आदत है, मैं हैंड जेस्चर से ही बोलता हूँ, बट हैंड जेस्चर इतने में नहीं होने चाहिए कि वो मेरी सीट से दूसरी सीट की तरफ चल जाए हाथ. सो ऑब्वियसली सर, एज यू सेड कि बॉडी पोस्चर, कॉन्फिडेंस और स्ट्रॉन्ग वॉइस होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज सर वहां पे एक फिश मार्केट बन जाती है. एवरीवन जस्ट स्टार्ट, इट्स लाइक ए रेस. In the race, when there is in the Olympics or all, they just shoot a gun and it's like the GTO say, okay, start it. So everyone just jump on the topic and बोलने शुरू हो जाते हैं. It's like a fish market. According to my opinion, gentlemen. According to my opinion, gentlemen. So किसी को opinion सुन नहीं रहा होता. So this is ये थोड़ा ध्यान रखने चाहिए, because there are 3 types of groups मैंने देखे हैं. तो एक तो होते हैं कि टूट पड़ते हैं उस पे, और एक दूसरे होते हैं संस्कारी ग्रुप होते हैं, वो बोलते हैं कि अच्छा आप बोलना चाहते हो तो यू कैन स्टार्ट. ओके नाउ इट्स माय टर्न, आई विल. एंड देयर इज अ थर्ड ग्रुप. If you're lucky one, you will get that group कि वहां पे कोई भी नहीं बोलता, and you have the ability to do anything you want to. Yeah. So sir, like before starting the session, we had a registration form, and in that we had asked a question. So there was a question in that what are the chances of success in a group discussion increased if what we do. There were 4 options, and the most of the candidates had chosen that focus on content and analyzes it. So what do you think, that if we focus on content analysis of the topic, success in group discussion increase or not?
Yes, I even I saw the feedback. I think that is the most appropriate answer, because end of the day, what you speak, how you analyze the problem, the meat of the matter, that is what you're saying, that makes the biggest difference in the group discussion. That is what is finally going to influence the rest of the people. Like I said, leadership is about the art of influencing another person. So if you say and people start saying, हाँ ये बंदा ठीक बोल रहा है, ये सही बोल रहा है, so then they all come around to what you are saying, then that means there is something so content is the most and what you're saying, how you analyze the problem and how effectively you're speaking is the biggest aspect of a group discussion. Yeah.
I think I'd like to concur with what Commodore Rajiv said, because ultimately it is what you say that is going to influence people. If at the same point of time, Atul, can you please tell me what were the other three options? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay. Let me see. Just I have to look in on the questions of this. 1 minute.
So I believe one was the hand gesture thing.
Yeah, I think one was about whether you take the lead in the discussion. That was the next option. If you take lead in the discussion, does it listen? So that was the next option, which most people did concur with. I say yes, if you take a lead, it definitely helps if you know about the topic, but that is not just the primary reason to do well in a group discussion. Primary reason will be, how the content of your what you speak. That is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yes, if you take lead, that definitely helps if you know what you're going to speak about. Yeah.
Even
And
some
yes,
candidates have, Suniti, even some candidates have put in the interest that if you interject often, अगर तुम उसे रोकते रहोगे, if somebody has to say something, एक मिनट मेरी बात सुनो, so you just interrupted. So what do you think, that should we interrupt the person or let him or her speak first?
see, the name says it all. It's a group discussion. So it is not just about you telling about you speaking about your opinion. It's about listening to everyone else as well and coming up with a solution that makes most sense and is the best. So it doesn't matter. You should lay down those issues that what I am right. You should put aside that thought from your head before you enter a group discussion, and you need to stop interjecting, because ultimately we have to listen to everyone else in the group. So if people say that by interjecting more you can be noticed more, I am going to disagree with that, and I believe Commodore Rajiv is going to concur with whatever I'm saying.
Yes. But
Yes.
I also believe that if someone is going for, talking for 8 to 9 minutes out of the 15 minutes, that at some point you may have to politely interject and say, gentlemen, I think we could give the others also a chance to speak. There will be candidates who will just continue talking endlessly without realizing that, it's a group discussion and not a monologue. So you may have to interject in such a, but not as a matter of routine where every time somebody says you interject, and so it is, I mean, these are the things which the moderator is looking for. He's observing if you interject and it makes sense that you interjected at an appropriate time when someone is just not looking at the clock and he's going on speaking endlessly, then it makes sense if I tell somebody, thank you very much, we would like somebody else also to give a chance to speak. So that's okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yes, sir. There are even a lot of questions hovering on our Airmeet and our FP Live also. And as you were talking about this, so there's a person, Gaurav, who was asking you, so how to jump in the group discussion when discussion is going on. Like, अगर चल रही है, मुझे time ही नहीं मिल रहा, मुझे मौका नहीं मिल रहा. So how should I just jump into the group discussion?
See, basically, it will not be a continuous flow without even a break. There will be some place where there will be a pause in the discussion. Maybe even for 5 seconds, somebody stops, and then the other person is just waiting to say something. If you are smart enough, and you could get into the discussion at that point of time when you get a pause. This pause can be just as much as even 3 to 4 seconds. You can just this one, and you can at least for that next 1-2 minutes place your views. I think the moderator is smart enough to understand, in those 2 minutes whether ये जो बोल रहा है इसको कुछ पता है कि नहीं इस टॉपिक के बारे में, या does he know something, or he doesn't know anything about the topic. They are quite smart enough. So you will get an opportunity even in a 15-minute, even if all the speakers, there will be a pause somewhere, where somebody speaks, and then there'll be a stop when he comes to this, and then the moment he stops, then you should be prepared that I will put my 2 minutes of what I have to say in that. And then you put your views first, and later on again, if give a chance to someone else. And if towards the end of the discussion, if you find again there is some time to speak, you can add on to what others have spoken and all that. So yeah, that is important. I keep mentioning this. This is a team event. This is a team event. It is not about you. So this has to be kept in the back of your mind at all times. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem in the GD. Yeah.
I think I would like to add to what Komodo Rajiv said. There are times where we are not able to jump in. In corporate GD, what generally happens is there is this question that comes into everyone's mind. I'm sure, Atul, it would have crossed your mind as well. So if you get a chance, because I've noticed, even I've been to SSB and I've noticed that if you get one chance, that is, you're lucky. If you get that one chance to speak, right? So in that case, you go on for, I say, 1.5, 2 minutes. Whereas in corporate GD, what happens generally is, if you are very polite, so this situation will not come up where it is a huge fish market, and even if it is, you can politely tell everyone to stop and be like, okay, you know what, we are moving away from the topic now, right? You have to bring it to everyone's notice that now they are slightly moving away from the topic, and instead of solving the problem statement that has been given to them, they're fighting amongst themselves, and we're not going to come up with any solution in that case. I think that as well counts as a leadership quality, when you are trying to bring the entire group's focus towards the actual goal instead of letting them wander off in different directions. And another thing that I've noticed that works really well in corporate GD is politeness. Say there is such a situation where two people start speaking at the same point of time, me and the boy next to me or the girl next to me. So I can easily say, hey, you know what, why don't you go ahead first? But I have to ensure that once that person is done, I need to take the control back, and I shouldn't let anyone else speak, because then my chance is gone. Okay. And another thing I've noticed that people generally are very confused is, if I get how often am I supposed to speak and for how long? So if it is always better to have higher frequency and you speak for shorter sprint of time, say 30 seconds, you speak, you put your points forward for 30 seconds and you divide it equally. It's not that you take 30 seconds in the very beginning of the conversation and you're done, right? It is always better to space it out, and at the same point of time, keep your time short and to the point.
Yep. And so what do you think about the GD? There's a question from the Darshini. Sir, for GD, let me ask the audience first. Should we start GD with the Hindi? क्या हम जब अगर discuss शुरू कर रहे हैं, should we initiate with Hindi or not? And let's see कि questions आते हैं, yes or no, and then then I'll ask you, sir, what are your views on it? GD पे तो हम GD शुरू करते हैं, should we initiate it with Hindi or just stuck with English? Okay, so yes, most of the candidates are saying yes, you should start. Okay. Sir, 61% of the audience has said yes, we should initiate with Hindi. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say the SSB advocates, to the extent possible, you should speak in English. Okay, and if you are really stuck up for something, then only you can switch over to Hindi. But at the first available opportunity, you should come back to English, because in India, out of the 28, 29 states, there are about 13 states from the south, northeast, and all that. Candidates who are not comfortable with Hindi, they cannot speak Hindi fluently. So it would be at a disadvantage to them if you have a group discussion where you have candidates from northeast, south, and someone is speaking in Hindi. They will be definitely at a disadvantage. They will not understand what you're trying to say. And especially if you are speaking that Shuddh Hindi and all that, it's definitely going to become a problem. And moreover, it is understood that most of the candidates who are coming to SSB would have studied English up to 12th. definitely if you're coming for NDA or something like that, and if you're coming for CDS or after degree, you would have studied English for at least 10, 12 years. So you should be reasonably confident of speaking in English. And as more so, especially in corporate, because it's you're dealing with business, you're dealing with international clients, and people from other countries and all that. So there is no choice but to be very effective in speaking in English, especially in corporate. In service selection board, yes, they are a little, they are give a little leeway to switch over to Hindi for a brief period, because if you're stuck for some words, you're not able to find the right phrase, what you want to say or something, you can speak in a few words in Hindi and all that. It is not taken negatively. It is taken, it's okay. It's not a, earlier, I would believe 30, 40 years back, it was not acceptable. Today, a little bit of Hindi here and there is quite acceptable. Even people down south have started understanding Hindi now. There's so much of Hindi films and everything, and also people have started understanding Hindi. But yes, you cannot have a full-fledged group discussion in Hindi. That's for sure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, as Commodore Rajiv said, in corporate, it's always it has to be, it's always in English. So Hindi is not really an option in a corporate company.
Yeah, and the audience who are watching us on laptop, they have a option of the raise hand on their left. Okay, just whosoever wants to come on the video call and ask their questions on the video, because we have a lot of questions. We are trying to cover all the questions, and we must have और कर ली होंगे काफी अपनी उन्होंने क्वेश्चंस पूछे without taking their names or without seeing them. काफी solve कर. But if you have any other questions, there's the option of raise hand. You can click on the option and we'll take them on video call. We will ask the questions and we'll try to solve their doubts. And for time, so there's a question, Sunidhi, for you. There was a Sai Shiri. She was asking that what are the qualities that a leader must have to run a group discussion? Like how one can mingle in heterogeneous group discussion.
This is from Sai
Shiri. She is asking what are the qualities that a leader must have, and there's a person Likhit who's asking that how can one mingle in a heterogeneous group discussion.
Okay, so in leadership qualities, as Commodore Rajiv mentioned and I mentioned earlier, it does not necessarily mean you're the one driving you're the one who is just probably just asking everyone to give their opinions, whereas you yourself are very much involved and you are also trying to influence others. You're also trying to put in the right thoughts, and at the same point of time, you're able to accept others' decisions as well. So say suppose a conversation is going such that it is slightly moving away from the topic. Then in that case, if you try and bring everyone's notice, then you are a good leader. At the same point of time, if you are trying to involve everyone, for example, I've seen this work in a lot of group discussions where, say, suppose there is one person who is very silent and probably has something to say. So in that case, if you can just reach out to them and say, hey, we heard a lot from everyone and everyone had some really good points. At the same point of time, we would like to hear from you. That will put you on the limelight, basically. And it is going to show that you are a good leader. These are some of the skills that you can show as a leader. And this is very specific to GD. But yes, involving in the discussion, it necessarily doesn't mean you're starting and you're bulldozing everyone and saying, hey, no, you speak now, you speak now, you speak now. That is not really leadership. But at the same point of time, being polite and making sure you're trying to involve everyone in the conversation, that is good leadership.
Atul, I would also like to add here, I mean, since the question was related to how do you mix in a heterogeneous group, right. The whole basis of making a heterogeneous group is to take you out of your comfort zone, where you are only with your state, with your school types and those kind of things. It is very important that when you come to a group discussion where you're in a heterogeneous, you have to make an effort to meet the other person halfway. That means, you have to go and talk to him, or understand his point of view, his background, and from where he comes from, why he says something like that, and all that. And being nice to that person and getting friendly to that person is very important. Whether you make through the SSB or not, that is a different thing, but at least you would have made a good friend from some other part of the country. So that is a great interpersonal skill. If you can walk up to that other guy, and I mean, I'm not talking during the group discussion, but I'm saying during the whole process of SSB, you got to meet people from different parts of the country. You had to make friends with them, try to understand their background and everything else. That is as much part of your, these are things which are observed by during the SSB. People do keep a track of how you gel in a group, how we made an effort to go and meet the others, and those things. There are candidates who will stay aloof. They will just stay with their own little clique of 3-4 friends from the same school or from the same state, or things like that. It's not seen very, it's seen quite negatively. Whereas if you are someone who goes out and makes an effort to go and meet someone else from other part of the country, from, and, you seem to be gelling well in the group, it is very big positive aspect of your personality. Yeah.
And as Commodore Rajiv mentioned, that generally when they're selecting the group, you mentioned that they try and involve people from other different states, different schools. I think they do it on purpose, right?
Yes,
so
it is done.
Yes, so they can see that if you will be able to gel with a team, or if you're going to only go ahead with like-minded people and just take their opinion, take what you want and leave the rest out. I think that is another thing that they're going to notice, that they're going to make note of, that if you can accept people who are not thinking exactly like you, but at the same point of time the goal is the same.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen many people have raised their hands, so just go with the video call and let's ask them that what are the question. Can we have video call? Okay. So here is Michelle G. Okay. I think it will take a time to come upon. Okay. So yeah, Sunil, you are right. Actually, many will take, even when you go to SSB, it is only for if you are staying for the 5 days, you get a very good bonding. Like I have been to SSB or jitni bhi SSB gaye we have a good connection with the people now, and some of are going to the academies, and some of have become the officers, and still you are connected with them, and that feeling, and that camaraderie feeling just starts from the SSB itself. If you are,
Yes. Yes, Atul, that's true. We make really good friends in SSB who probably don't think the same as like they're probably from a completely different background. Yes,
I
that's
guess
true.
Shale is on video call, but yeah, I'm using mute or
Yeah, hi Atul. So my camera isn't really functioning properly this time.
okay, no problem. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you all?
I'm good. So, what is your question?
Yeah, so my question is like, it's not possible for us to know every single topic or be up to date on every single scenario happening in the world, right? So, in case there's a topic of discussion that we are not very well versed with, how do we handle that? How can we come up with good points and be remembered in the group discussion?
Yeah, I think, Rushal, I will just listen. Firstly, yes, I do agree. No one in the world can be prepared for every topic under the sun. It's nobody can bear the sun. But if you have even a reasonable idea about the topic, you just wait for the others to speak, and maybe once they start speaking, you will get some ideas what they're trying to talk about. You may not be that is why I said, normally there are 2 group discussions. The first topic is given where where the group selects the topic, what they're going to speak about, and if that is a topic on which you really have not much of an idea, then the GTO will sense that yes, in this group there are a couple of people who don't seem to be having very many answers for this topic. So he may give a second topic which is maybe a different, which he thinks is a little more easier one, so that at least now in the second topic you can join in. So now, if that is also, you don't know anything about it, then there is serious trouble for you, because at least two topics you should be reasonable. One of them at least you should be able to speak. So I think the second option should bail you out in case you're really not prepared for the first topic. So, it is not about your depth of knowledge about it is not about Einstein's theory of relativity or something this and right. You have to have a reasonable good amount of knowledge. See, considering that you about of 15 to 20 minutes and 10 participants, you just got barely 1.5 2 minutes to speak. So I think you should be able to speak about 1.5 2 minutes on most of the topics in this one. And yes, if both the topics you are not prepared for, then I really then there is you can help you thereafter. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, what Commodore Rajiv said makes it holds good in corporate scenarios as well. So if you are not completely sure of the topic that has been given to you, then in that case you can always wait for a while. If you're not completely sure of what the topic is, what you're going to say, you should probably wait and hear others' opinion as well. And by that time, you can get a rough idea, right? And then you can proceed and you can say that, oh, what I thought probably was, I can put forward. So what I thought was correct, maybe, or okay, maybe I was wrong in this aspect. So let me continue. And you can continue. For example, once what happened was, at the same point of time, if you don't know anything about the topic, please do not go forward with it, because at one point of time what happened was, the topic given was yellow journalism, which essentially translates to bad journalism, right? Yellow journalism. Whereas the candidates did not know, and they thought, they related it to yellow pages, and they started talking about yellow pages like it was yellow journalism. And the moderator was, he was just very confused, and he's like, what is happening? I am not understood. These people did not understand the topic. So that is another thing. That is why, if you are not completely well versed with the topic, try not to start. Wait for some people to speak. I'm sure if people who are completely confident, even if the first person says something wrong, like after probably 2 to 3 minutes, they'll realize that, what, they're going in the wrong direction. So waiting for a while so you can hear everyone else's opinion can give you a rough idea of what the topic is about if you're completely clueless.
Yeah, obviously, I guess interesting questions are coming. So let's move to a new video call. Let's see what's the new question. Okay,
Good
so
evening,
we have
everyone.
Sohit.
Yes, good
Good
evening,
evening.
C. Rajiv sir.
Yes. Hi, Rohit.
Yeah, it's Sohit sir.
Sohit Reddy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sohit.
sir. As you have mentioned earlier, that we don't have to take stand like to talk first in the GDs. Sir, what happens if an interviewing officer gives me a topic and I don't know any knowledge about it, sir? In that cases, what we have to do? And my another question is, sir, what kind of things we get good impression during GD, sir?
Sohit, we talked about it already. Firstly, you should be fairly well prepared, especially for service selection board, with mostly current affairs, general knowledge. As I said, what is happening around the country. These are the topics. I mean, if you've been reading newspapers and things like that, at least for the last 1 year, I'm sure you will be reasonably well prepared. Okay, that is the first thing. Now, as I mentioned, if you do not know the first subject, then normally the GTO gives the second topic, which is a little easier one. So I would believe at least between the two, you should be able to speak something. And there is nothing like Sunidhi said, you have to be honest. Integrity is a very important thing. You please don't shoot without knowing about that subject, because that then really exposes you that, that here's a person who's, who has no knowledge, but he's opening his mouth. That causes additional problems. So if you don't know, it's better to be, ignorant and, keep your mouth shut. Maybe the second topic is something which probably will give you a chance to say something. Okay. And there's nothing as far as impression means. There's nothing you can do to impress the moderator except by speaking. If you open your mouth and it makes sense, and how you conduct yourself in the group discussion, how you're able to take along everyone, your tone of the voice, your confidence, your body language, all these automatically will ensure that the moderator thinks, yes, this candidate is someone who's got merit, who requires to proceed further ahead. So that's what it listens. So you don't have to make any conscious effort to impress the moderator, the GTO. They will get impressed by what you say. You don't have to do anything else. Yeah, that's it.
And Sohit, you don't necessarily have to come up with the solution right away in the 15 to 20 minutes that's given to you. I mean, it will be too much to ask from a group of graduates to actually come up with a solution for such a complex situation, be it in SSB or in corporate. So they're not going to give you some blockchain issue and ask you to come up with a solution then and there, right? So what they're going to test mainly is how you're going to approach the issue, be it in SSB or in corporate. They're just going to check your thought processes and how you're moving towards the solution and not just wandering around.
Yep. So I didn't realize the time is flying, It has been a long time, and it was a very good interactive session. Actually, we couldn't पता ही नहीं चला time कहाँ पे चले गया. So sir, I would like to ask you for a concluding session. What would you like at the end about the group discussion?
Like I said, the group discussion is a skill which you can acquire with practice, like public speaking or anything else. जैसे म्यूजिक में कहते हैं ना, रियाज करना होता है रोज 1 घंटा. Even the greatest musicians, whether it is Lata Mangeshkar or anybody else, they spend every day riyaz karte hain. So in the same manner, reading a newspaper, listening to the news, and practicing public speaking, and your own self development, it is an exercise which you have to practice every day. It's not something that you start preparing only 2 weeks before the SSB or 3 weeks before and all. It's a work in progress every day, and by the time you're 25, 30, 40 years old, you will be a superstar when it comes to meetings and conferences and presentations and all that. The skill can be developed. Now, coming to how to prepare for a group discussion, unlike public speaking where you can do all by yourself, for a group discussion, you should have at least 5 to 6 people to start with. So you could, get a teacher or an instructor or somebody who is this one to be the moderator and give you 2-3 topics, and and give you about a week's time. Prepare yourself on those 3 topics, and he chooses one topic. And on a particular day, in a very business-like manner, all of you can sit around in the classroom or any, in a formal manner, and then discuss it as you would like to, in a very serious manner. It cannot be done in a chai ka shop or somewhere, where you over a cup of chai, chai pe charcha nahi ho sakta hai. It has to be done in a practice in the same manner as it would happen in an SSB. So if you're practiced, automatically that confidence will come, your communication skills will this one. And if you prepare 3 topics every week, over 52 weeks, you would have prepared 150 topics. So after that, you would find yourself much better prepared than someone who just walks in, to the SSB like that. Yeah, that is this one. The second thing, another thing before I wanted to conclude is, I want to say one thing. SSB is, whether you make it through SSB or not, is not the be all and end all of life. Okay, I've seen a lot of candidates who did not make it through 3-4 SSBs, and they couldn't join the armed forces. And for whatever reason, please understand that this is not the end of life. I would just like to give the example of our former president, Abdul Kalam. He was rejected from Service Selection Board for joining the Air Force. He was rejected, and he mentions about it in his book also. And but it did not deter him. He became the top missile scientist of our country. he became the senior scientific advisor. Then he became the president of India, and he was actually the commander-in-chief of all the three services by the time he became the president. And so not making through SSB, just take it as a setback. It is not the end of life. You can still be fantastic bureaucrats, you can be scientists, you can be social workers, you can be teachers, you can be in the media, you can be in corporate. There are so many other avenues where you are contributing equally well to the society. Today, like I keep, we see the doctors, the nurses, the paramedical staff, they are the COVID warriors, so there are so many ways you can contribute to the country. So if you don't make it for SSB for whatever reason, don't get disheartened. There's something better lined up for you. Okay. So, and all I would like to say is prepare well and practice hard. And I said, Riyaz karo, apne aap success will come your way. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I would say.
Yes, it was a very interactive session, sir. I hope कि काफी लोगों के जो questions थे, cover तो नहीं कर पाए, but obviously we must have solved it in our whole session. And at the end, I just would like to share a screen upon the. I would like to tell about our next very episode. So here it goes. Okay, so. Yeah. So next webinar would be on topic is internship important for your career. Internship career के लिए important है कि नहीं है? We'll come back on 23rd of August 2020 on Sunday at the same time 6:30 p.m. And the certificates of this session will be provided for admit attendees on filling the feedback form in the Expa app. And as we talked about, it is about our social media handles, and if you have take a selfie or you want to repeat, if you want to see the session again and about the Expa Cadet program, you can see into the YouTube and go to the Expa Cadet app also.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was great interacting with you.